People don't want to get it. People want to act dense on purpose. People want to misunderstand, and that is because they do not like LE SSERAFIM or Sakura. The K-pop community is slowly but surely losing their humanity. And until these K-pop stans recognize that these idols are indeed human beings that have feelings and can have bad days, their mental health will continue to decline. Hybe released a documentary series for LE SSERAFIM, and I was not surprised by what I saw. Now, some of my comment section was talking about how I'm always going to Twitter to get my sources, and I said, okay, yeah, this is what I saw on Twitter. And I said, okay, let's go to Instagram and see if it's any different. And then I thought, no, they're gonna say, Instagram is getting more toxic. Why would you go to Instagram? Okay, look at what I saw on TikTok. But of course, they're gonna come in my comment section and be like, TikTok is getting toxic. Wow. Okay, let's take it to YouTube and see. Now look at what I saw on YouTube. So it doesn't matter what social media platform you go on. The results are the same. Y'all just don't want to admit that there is no justification to the hate LE SSERAFIM is receiving. Y'all do not like LE SSERAFIM. Y'all do not like them at all. And the funny thing is that most of these accounts are bunnies, mice, monsees, and blinks, proving my point that these stans are the most toxic when it comes to girl groups. I fail to understand how y'all can be so pressed about a group you do not like, a group you do not stand. Like, literally ignore them. And it's clear that y'all are kids. Y'all have the brains of kids. I've said that so many times on my page. Because the amount of times y'all use the same recycled logic is honestly so disturbing. It's giving very much broken record. Y'all keep saying Sakura has been in the industry for years. We believe she's been in the industry for 10 plus years and her vocals have not improved? That's incorrect. Her vocals are just not to your standard, but let's keep going. I find it interesting that y'all never once recognize the fact that Sakura has been a J-pop idol longer than she's been a K-pop idol. Sakura has been a J-pop idol for at least 7 years before she moved into the Korean industry. And I said it in one of my TikTok videos earlier and I'll say it again. During the Produce 48 era, even the Japanese trainees said there was a clear-cut difference between them and the Korean idols. The Korean trainees, I mean. What was this difference? The Japanese trainees valued fan service, having a good time, having fun, as opposed to the Korean trainees that valued more of this vocal skill at this point, or popping and locking at this point, being in sync, all of that. So to meet the Korean standard, they were highly underprepared. So you have this idol that has not been using this technique for at least 7 years. And y'all think it's something easy to change? Coupled with the fact that her voice naturally shakes when she talks, like, be so for real right now. I find it interesting that y'all keep using the same point from Produce 48, talking about even Soya from Sister said she was not a good vocalist. Now, didn't Soya from Sister criticize her? Yes, she did. But y'all never bring up the fact that that same Soya from Sister praised Sakura for her hard work and dedication, for her improvement. Y'all never bring up the fact that the rest of the vocal coaches praised Sakura for her hard work and improvement. Y'all cherry pick so much that y'all never want to acknowledge the fact that Sakura was one of the only Japanese trainees on the show to master both the Korean and Japanese versions of the Signal song and learn the dance moves. Y'all never want to bring that up. And do you know why y'all never want to bring that up? Because it distorts this image y'all have painted of Sakura in your mind. You have painted Sakura a certain way in your mind, so anything that distorts that image, y'all act like it doesn't exist. To y'all, Sakura can never be talented. To y'all, Sakura should have never been a K-pop idol because you don't like her. You don't like LE SSERAFIM, and ultimately because you don't like Hybe. And then y'all keep saying it's like a pilot that doesn't know how to fly, or it's like a ship that doesn't know how to cook. And I just sat there and giggled to myself, because one thing about K-pop stars is that y'all will water down everything. Y'all will simplify everything because your brain cannot comprehend anything beyond that. And because, again, it distorts that image you have painted in your head. So let me help you guys. Gather around, children, because y'all are definitely struggling. Let's use a chef analogy. There's a chef in their hometown that loves to cook. In fact, everyone knows this chef for his perfect steak. And after cooking in his town for years, he decides he wants to go up to New York where the big guns are, where he can make a big name for himself. This chef loves the way restaurants run themselves, especially their kitchens. So many talented chefs he wants to be around, he wants to be like, he wants to learn from. So taking his signature steak, he goes up to New York, finds this restaurant that houses many of the best chefs in New York. And when they ask him to cook his signature steak, everyone watches him and he's like, oh my gosh. Is then and there they let the chef know that is not the way to cook steak. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but that is all wrong, especially if he wants to meet the standards of New York. Then and there, that chef realizes he has to relearn everything to meet the standards of New York, to meet the standards of this particular restaurant and this particular kitchen. And so they hand him a recipe to make the steak. And as he makes the steak, everyone in the kitchen is watching him, even the patrons. And he accidentally grabs the pepper instead of the salt. And everyone erupts. Oh my gosh, what a terrible chef. Who told you to come to New York? How dare you? What are you doing here? Go back to your small town. You don't have what it takes to be a chef. Get out of here. In fact, you should just DIE. Go back to your small town where you feel like you're the best chef. Just because you were a great chef in your hometown doesn't mean you'll be a great chef here. Get out of here. And through all that, this chef continues to make this steak. He finally finishes and serves this steak to the patrons. And when they eat it, they get upset because this steak does not meet their standards. And then they start shaming the chef again, saying all sorts of words, making the chef feel like he does not belong there. Now, the chef stands his ground because this chef wants to be better. This chef loves being a chef. And so over the years, this chef tries new recipes, but every time he tries, the kitchen is always looking at him. The patrons are always looking at him, whispering, murmuring, telling him he doesn't belong there. And then they change their narrative. When he serves the same dish 5 years down the line, they begin to say, you have been here for 5 years. How have you not perfected your craft? Geez, I wonder why he hasn't perfected his craft. Every day this chef goes home crying because it feels like a crime that he's even trying. Every day this chef begins to question, do I actually want to become a chef? Something I've loved since I was a child. Do I actually want this? Can I actually meet this standard that they so desperately want me to be at? The chef already made a name for himself back in his hometown. This chef just wants to become better. This chef just loves New York. But the standards they've placed, coupled with the fact that they keep berating this chef, makes it difficult. Even when the chef goes home to try and practice by himself, the words keep clawing at his mind. You will never be a good chef. You are not a good chef. You don't deserve to be on this earth. You don't deserve to be here. And they wonder why this chef is not getting better. Now, class, you understand the analogy now? Y'all remove so many layers. Oversimplified it because you do not like her. Because you do not like her group, because you do not like Hybe. Again, I don't care about Hybe, but at what cost? Slamming these idols? Absolutely the F not. Sakura is a better performer and dancer than she is a vocalist. We all know that. And so people have used the point you at least need to know how to sing to be able to be a K-pop idol. They use that to justify sending her hate. But y'all are the same people that dragged Leah for not meeting your standard for dancing. Y'all said she should at least know how to keep up with the rest of the group. She should at least get her dancing up to par with everyone else. Don't forget Jennie now. She can sing and she can dance. She gets tired easily, so it's a bit difficult to keep up with performances with the rest of her members. And they all said the bare minimum is a performance. How can she not do that? So here is my question. Is it the vocals? Is it the dance? Or is it the performance? Is it the energy as a whole that is the bare minimum? Which is it? Because y'all keep shifting the goalpost when y'all want to hate on female idols, and it's honestly disgusting and ridiculous. Literally close your mouth. All these girl group idols want to be is be the best version of that chef that they can be in New York City. They want to learn without being berated for learning. Y'all hide behind the mask of criticism. And the funny thing is that majority of these stands, I can point out one member in each group that falls short of this bare minimum y'all keep pushing out. But what good will that do if we just keep going in circles, continuing this vicious cycle? Y'all said Sakura should find a vocal coach and stop crying. That's hilarious because she was with the vocal coach when she was crying. Y'all called it a sob story. Y'all called it her seeking pity. But what you call a pity party is her reality. So maybe, just maybe, this is not criticism. Maybe, just maybe, this is not criticism but bullying. I am so proud for Sakura for sticking through this. And I know she may never hear this, but to anyone who is out there trying to follow their dreams, but are too scared to do it because of the naysayers, it's gonna be hard, but do it anyway. Because I promise you, if you chicken out, further down the line, you will begin to question, what if I did it? What if I took that leap of faith? Take that leap of faith. It may come with criticism, it may come with backlash, it may come with a cost to your mental health. If you don't want that, that's fine. But I encourage you to take that leap of faith. This part was dedicated to Sakura. I can't fit everything all in one video. So I hope to bring out the next parts for the other members soon. Respectful thoughts in the comment section below. Bye!